Alright, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, AD Summerful 4. So today, guys, we are going to be doing our Conference League final preview, guys. So, like I said, guys, we're going to be getting you guys coming on. So we have Sebastian, that's going to be our Fiorentina fan. I know he's not supporting, I know he's not a Fiorentina fan, but, he knows Fiorentina, a Serie A fan. So, hopefully our West Ham fan should join. I'm not sure why he's not here yet, so let me go ahead and see what's up. Let me check my direct messages. And I don't know why he's not here yet. So, like I said, guys, sorry for the slight delay. My computer had to restart, and so yeah, here we are, guys. Better late than never. So, like us, guys, when you're on here, consider that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Kind of leave your thoughts, comment section below. And yeah, and he's here, man. He's here. Hello, hello.
Oh,
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining.
yeah, all good.
Yeah, all good, all good. All right, so let's go ahead and read some of the comments first, and then I'll hear your guys' thoughts. Okay, guys. So let's go, West Ham. My partner on my channel is a West Ham fan. We are going to live stream and chant bubbles. I'm a big West Ham fan, but I can't VC. Ooh, all right, that's okay. We already got a West Ham fan here. So I guess let's hear from Lewis Jameson first, man. I think it's the first time you've been on the channel before, so welcome, man. Welcome.
Yeah. Of course, yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining. So what's your thoughts ahead of this final, man?
Realistically, as a West Ham fan, I feel like generally most of us are expecting us to go out there and win. But also with that Fiorentina side, we just genuinely don't know, because Fiorentina have been really up and down this season. You look earlier on in the season, and whilst they have scored the most goals and created the most in the Conference League, I think they've lost about 3 games or something in the Conference League so far. And I will say, West Ham's record in the Conference League is a lot better than Fiorentina's. West Ham have played 14, won 13, drew 1, and lost none. Like we haven't lost a single match in the Conference League. I'm not sure what Fiorentina's record's like. I think they've lost about 3 games, and I think our form in this competition is a lot better, and I'm hoping that might carry us. If you're going to take a league form into consideration, obviously Fiorentina, they eventually did do better in the league, but their form throughout the season, it was very shaky for large parts of it. They went on a big run streak. There was a time where they went on a streak of, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games winning in a row. But there was also times where they'd lose 2 or 3 games in a row, and then they'd lose 4 games in a row, or they'd draw loads of games. So realistically, with Fiorentina, we just genuinely don't know about this side. And what I do think is the big battle that's going to come in this match, and what's going to determine the outcome of the match, is the battle of the midfield, because realistically these two teams are likely going to play similar positions. West Ham might play a 4-3-3, but it is also very likely that we might play a 4-2-3-1. And I think if we go for the 4-2-3-1, I think Fiorentina are also very likely to do that, going off of recent games and stuff. And I think if you take these two formations and the players that are in it, and you pair them man for man, I think West Ham really edges it. People are talking about Rice versus Amrabat. I think Rice has Amrabat all day. I'm really sorry to Amrabat. I think he's a very solid footballer, but Rice is one of the best midfielders in the world. He might be the best defensive midfielder in the Prem, and he's playing for West Ham, and I think that's really impressive. If you're going for someone like Mandragora versus Souček hasn't had the greatest of seasons, but Mandragora, if you look at him, he really hasn't had the statistical or the physical or the technical skill or stats that Souček has reached this season. And Bonaventura versus Paqueta is a much closer one, I must say. But Bonaventura, his form has been fairly solid throughout the season. But if you look at a player like Paqueta, you realise that his form, whilst it started fine at the beginning of the season, it's skyrocketed recently. And I think I think he might be the game winner for us tomorrow. And if we're going to look at the other positions, look at defence, our centre back pairing, I will say, is quite a lot stronger than their centre back pairing. It says here on FOTMob that we might start Agerd and Kerr. I don't think that will happen at all. I think we're going to play Zuma over Kerr. Zuma and Agerd, when we've played them together, our win rate is about 70-something%, but without them, it's like 30-something%. When we play those two in centre back together, our win rate just skyrockets. So I feel like our centre back pairing compared to theirs might edge it. Now, where Fiorentina might have it is the attack, because Cabral versus Antonio is a tough battle. Fiorentina score a lot of goals. They've scored way more goals than we have in this competition. They might not have got necessarily the greatest results, but they have had much better, much better, much better goal conversion in comparison to West Ham. And Cabral, he's sorry, Arthur Cabral. I think he's got most goals in the competition. I might be wrong, but yeah, he's a really good goal scorer. And I'm not saying Mikel Antonio isn't. He scored 6 goals, I think, in the competition. Mikel Antonio, and I think he's really solid. But yeah, they're so dominant in attack, and I think that's why we're going to need that Zuma and Aguerd partnership. And I think our attack could win in a sense, because I watched the Coppa Italia final against Inter Milan, and Fiorentina's defence had so many holes in it, and I think that might be what brings them down in the end. The amount of holes they have in the defence, and I think Paqueta, his dribbles might be able to exploit that defence. And I think you look at players like Benrahma, Bowen, Fornals, they're fantastic dribblers of the ball, and I think that's where their defence has really struggled. And I've only focused on the centre here, focused on the sort of spine of the club, but realistically, if you look out wide as well, I think Baraghi versus Bowen will be a fantastic battle. I mean, Baragi's had a really good season, but Bowen has been picking up form, and I think Bowen's pace might be too much for Baraghi, but we know Baraghi can put in a really good tackle. And I think, and I don't know if Bowen will be able to handle that. At the same time, Bowen is such a skillful player, and his dribbles are so good that I don't know if Baraghi will be able to handle that. And you look at the other side, you've got Benrahma versus Dodo, and I think Benrahma, he's even, whilst maybe not being as fast as Bowen, he's a lot more skillful than Bowen, and the way he links up with Paqueta in the middle, I think, is one of the most impressive parts of his game. I mean, Benrahma is one of our top goal scorers this season, and whilst most of those have been penalties, he also has a good number of assists. And I think that the way he can link up with the players in the middle and the players on the other side of the pitch is also really good. I also think he's really good at receiving balls from Aguerd, because we've seen Aguerd recently being more of a distributor of a centre-back and getting those long balls out to the wide players. And so I think Dodo, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a Serie A expert. I don't know too much about Dodo. But the fact that I don't know too much about Dodo suggests to me that perhaps Benrahma might have the edge. Now, where Fiorentina does win, I think, is Gonzalez versus Cresswell. I think Cresswell might have a nightmare with him. I think Cresswell, he's solid defensively and he's a good set piece taker. But when it comes to Nico Gonzalez, I just don't know if Cresswell is going to be able to handle him. I think Nico Gonzalez is too fast. He's too skillful. He's good at getting a cross in, and I'm scared of that might affect Cresswell. And you look at the other side of the pitch, it's Ikone versus Kufal. That will be that battle might be what settles the game. Ikone versus Kufal. Kufal is one of the best defenders we have, and he's a right back. He can put in an absolutely fantastic tackle on, and he can also take the ball forward and get it into the box really easily. But Ikone, he's really fast. He's really speedy. He's an incredible winger. So I think that battle will be part of it. And I also think, listen, there's a high probability that this match ends in a draw and we go to penalties. Terracciano, I'm not sure of his ability at penalties, but it's likely that we'll start Areola, and Areola is not a good penalty saver at all. So I do think if the game was to go to penalties, we would bring on Fabianski, who will most likely be on the bench, and he would go and goal for us for penalties. And Terracciano, I don't think he's an amazing penalty saver, so I think if we go to penalties, we've also got really good penalty takers as well. Paqueta hasn't missed a penalty this season. Benrahma hasn't missed a penalty this season. We've had other players take penalties. We had Declan Rice take a penalty. He missed that penalty, but we've also had Bowen take penalties, and he's not missed them either. So I think, realistically, if it goes to penalties, we would win as well. But on paper, man for man, if we're talking about each individual pairing with each player and who they're most likely to battle, I think that West Ham takes the edge in this one.
Yeah, thank you, Louis Jameson, for your good analysis there. It was very, very good. So, Sebastian, man, what do you have to add there? Do you have anything to? So, what's your thoughts ahead of this final?
You know, the goalkeeper we were talking about, the Fiorentina goalkeeper.
Can you speak louder? It's kind of a little hard to hear. Maybe I need to increase my volume.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is better. This is better.
Obviously, the goalkeeper, as you said, he has been saving 10 penalties this season. If I'm counting this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 penalties this season. So, yeah, he's a pretty good shot stopper. Penalties. He have saved all the penalties that basically they got. And
Yeah.
Cabral, he's a good player, even though he has only scored 8 goals in the Serie A. He has been still very important to this team.
Yeah.
And Nico Gonzalez, very good player. Obviously, Amrabat was linked to Liverpool or some of these teams, but he stayed. And let's see what happens. Maybe he will win a trophy at Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Or 2.
I think it's really interesting. I think it's really interesting because both teams have kind of put everything of the Conference League basket in some ways. Like if they don't win the Conference League, like it's pretty much a forgettable season, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for West Ham. Because Fiorentina actually had a somewhat okay season. I mean, they didn't qualify for Europe the traditional way. But if you look at the competition there, Juventus, Roma, Atalanta, Milan, Inter, Lazio, and Napoli all had really good seasons. And I feel like for Fiorentina to get into that would have been a struggle. So I feel like the fact that they got as close as they did is actually somewhat impressive.
Yeah, like and finishing 8th is definitely great. It's just that they had the terrible start of the season. If they didn't have such a bad start of the season, who knows? They could have maybe got like a European spot. You know, it is what it is, though. And I think for the Conference League, it's been crazy because remember, guys, they were in a group with Başakşehir, and let's be real, they should be top in that group with that team, you know. And the fact they didn't is kind of I think a lot of people are surprised with that, you know. And they grew the tournament as the tournament went on, and I think that Braga win has changed their season. I think that win over Braga, especially by that huge margin, I don't think many of us saw that coming because Braga's a good team. We saw what they did in the Europa League last season. They made it all the way to the quarterfinals, you know, and only got stopped by Rangers, and their home form was pretty good. So, like, I just think that win has galvanized them, you know, and I feel like the strikers have shown up, you know. I feel like at the beginning of the season, the strikers didn't really show up, like Luka Jovic, Ikone, you know, Cabral, they didn't really show up, and which was why Fiorentina struggled. And now, because they're finally getting into form, I feel like now they're starting to improve. But as Sebastian said, the form in Serie A, the striker has not really been great in Serie A, in particular goal scoring. But when it comes to this competition, they have really improved. So,
100%.
Yeah.
They also have been inconsistent.
Inconsistent.
At a point, they were like winning 5 games in a row, and then they go like 10 games without the win, and then they have struggled a lot this season. They obviously beat my AC Milan 2-1 at home, and then that was a pretty frustrating game to watch, but they lost away to Milan, the same result. So
I think
they have been playing very good versus the big clubs in this area.
Yeah, so, that's interesting. My issue with Fiorentina, my big issue with them, Sebastian, you probably share this, my opinion, is that defensively, I don't trust these guys. I don't trust these guys defensively whatsoever. They look too vulnerable. And I saw it what was it against like Lech Poznan, Başakşehir here. There's probably some other games that come to the top of my head.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, defensively. Sebastian, man, I know Fiorentina is not your team, but, you know, you're trying to be a neutral's point of view. So you're trying to give a Serie A perspective. So from a Serie A point of view, do you think defensively they're a bit vulnerable? Because that's a huge concern for me.
Yeah, I just seen that they conceded 6 in the group stage of the conference team now. And then they conceded obviously 1 to Sivasspor, 4 to Lech Poznan.
Yeah, so Lech Poznan's kind of bad.
Totally, that's 11.
Yeah.
And then they conceded 3 to Basel, so that's 14.
Basel. Yeah.
So 14 most conceded.
And I think West Ham conceded 7. I think I saw they conceded 7.
Something like that.
We conceded 7 in what? Like in the competition in total?
I think it's in total.
Okay. I will check that. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's about 7, but I'm not entirely sure. So I will check for you.
Yeah.
Because you conceded 4 in the group stage, and then 1
No.
versus AZ and 2 versus Ghent.
Yeah. So 7.
Yeah.
So dang, like half. So I think we know which one's better defensively, guys. It's got to be West Ham.
Yeah.
And
I think they.
Fiorentina, they come into this game with they lost in the Coppa Italia final, so they want revenge because they have won the last 2 games versus Roma and Sassuolo. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'll also say, I think if Fiorentina won the Coppa Italia, I don't think they would have won the. I don't think they won the game tomorrow, because with that Coppa Italia one, that gets them into Europa League, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So the Conference League to them would just merely be another trophy. It wouldn't give them access to the Europa League like it would for West Ham, because West Ham, realistically, if we win this, we've had a good season. But if we don't, we've had a terrible season. And I think that's going to affect them, the fact that they didn't win the Coppa Italia, and it might motivate them more to do well in the second final.
Yeah, that's what I like about this final, is that both teams need this like trophy. Like, they haven't won a trophy in a long time, and plus, as you said earlier, like they can get into Europa League. Like, because none of these teams are getting Europa League without the trophy. Like, that's the interesting thing. So, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. And for me, my issue with West Ham in particular isn't really the fact that defensively, it's just the goals. That's kind of like my issue with this team. Like, there's just not a lot of goals coming from.
Yeah.
And that's where my big concern is. I feel like for me, Paqueta, he's finally starting to get in form, but most of the season I think he's been pretty underwhelming for considering how much you paid for him.
Nah, I mean Paqueta, he's I actually can't put into words how incredible he's been recently. I mean, realistically, if you look at Paqueta, just click on him for FOTMob, for example. Look at his form over the last 2 games. It's mostly greens and blues. He's getting man of the matches. He's getting really high match ratings. And
no, I mean, like, most
honestly,
of the season,
games,
most of the season, I think he's not been that great though. I think like recently he's been good. I'm not saying he hasn't, but I feel like first half of the season he wasn't that great.
Yeah, first half of the season he wasn't good at all. I think he was I wouldn't say he wasn't good at all. I'd say he took a while to settle in, and I think he really
took a while
is
to settle in. Okay, that's probably a more fair thing to say. It just hasn't got like the ground running as quickly as I think the West Ham fans thought. I think that's probably the fair way to say.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still, like, he has got 5 goals for West Ham in 40 games, and that's not terrible. And I think he's got a good amount of assists as well. So I mean, I don't think he's actually been terrible.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's been terrible. It's just not been like he's not performed up to like expectations. I think that's probably the better way to say. Scamacca, man, Scamacca's.
I feel bad for Scamacca, I will say. I do feel really bad for Scamacca. I feel like the thing is with Scamacca, he actually started the season off really well. I think he's still one of our top scorers for the Conference League, even though he hasn't played since the round of 16. He scored against Viborg twice, I think, in the qualifier, and he scored against Anderlecht, I remember. He scored against Silkeborg as well in the group stage, and then in the round of 16 he scored against AEK Larnaca in the second leg, the home leg. So Scamacca is actually really good, and I really do rate him as a striker. The problem he had is he had a spell in the middle where he was only coming off the bench because Moyes prefers Antonio, and I think that really hindered him. And then because Moyes prefers Antonio as a striker maybe to Scamacca. Even though Scamacca was doing well at the beginning of the season, he had some great goals against Fulham. He had a goal against Wolves that was really good. I think Moyes preferred playing with that more Mikel Antonio sort of style of football, and I completely get that. But it led to Scamacca being on the bench more, which led to him being injured eventually, and he's been injured for about 2 months now. So I think the thing is with Scamacca, there's a high chance he leaves in the summer. And I'm not sure where he might go, but personally, I think Scamacca is a fantastic player. I mean, he's in Italy internationally. He's constantly getting called up for them. He starts for Italy. Realistically, if we look at this, he's Italy's number 9. Yeah. And so I feel like there has to be a player in there, and I feel like there has to be someone who we can use to our advantage, because he has shown really good signs. And like realistically, if you look at Gianluca Scamacca, I'll just sign him here. Gianluca Scamacca. He doesn't have a bad goal record. He's played 27 games and he's scored 8 goals. That's not terrible for a striker. That's a lot better than a lot of other Premier League strikers.
Yeah, that's true.
And bearing in mind, those 27 games, I'd say about 16 of them were off the bench. So considering he's came off the bench most games, he scored 8 goals in 27 games. That's actually really solid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting in that regard. I just it's gonna be so he's gonna miss the final for sure, right?
Yeah, he's out for the final. He'll come back in maybe about July time. I think if we can get a good preseason with him, then
it's this year, early July. So
just
to make sure.
West Ham's got a good preseason fixtures. Where West Ham are going to Australia for preseason, and we've got Spurs and Melbourne Victory. I think so. I think if we can utilise him well in pre-season, then maybe he might want to stay. But I think there's a good chance of him leaving if I'm being realistic.
Yeah, I do. You said this is probably the battle that most neutrals are probably going to look forward to: Amrabat versus Declan Rice, because Amrabat has been amazing. He was amazing in the World Cup. What he did against like the likes of Mbappe, obviously, other players like Ronaldo, etc. So it's
and I mean, if you're going to talk about that Morocco team, you have to remember Nayef Aguerd.
Yeah, Aguerd was really good.
And Aguerd was a pivotal part of that defence. I mean, Morocco didn't concede a goal until the quarterfinals. No, sorry, Morocco only conceded 1 goal up until the quarterfinals. And that 1 goal was an own goal.
Yeah, I just think he's been amazing. And then obviously Declan Rice, we've seen it this season. He's been amazing. Like I think there was a match. I think you guys played. Yeah, that Ghent match was really good. Obviously, he scored an amazing goal there. And then I think
fantastic goal.
I think he got some. I think I didn't watch the game, so you have to correct me if I'm wrong. He was good against United and Arsenal. I think he had like some great man. I think I saw man of the match performances. I think against those two teams.
I don't think he's had a bad game this season. I think he's had a couple of games where he's been okay, but in terms of being in this West Ham side and West Ham really haven't been great. He's been the bright spot in those teams. I mean, realistically, even in the games where we've performed really bad, like I don't know if you remember, we got beat 5-1 off of Newcastle. Declan Rice still picked up a 6 rating. Like he still had a pretty fine game against Newcastle, even though we lost 5-1 in that game. But realistically, if you look at his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, if you look at our last 9-ish games, he's got man of the match in 3 of them. And I feel that's just incredible for a player of his quality and his pedigree. And listen, Declan Rice has played about 250 games for West Ham. This will probably be his last game. And if he can captain West Ham to winning this final, I'm perfectly happy to let him go for probably about 110 million.
Yeah, it'll be good. Like it'll be a good, nice parting gift. It'll be kind of like when Eden Hazard left, Chelsea his last.
Yeah, and they won the Europa League against Arsenal. Was it 4-0, 4-1?
I think it was like 4-1. So
yeah,
it would be nice, nice time. And it's also interesting. Amrabat he could also leave this summer as well. So this could be the last game for both of their clubs respectively. Which is interesting. So I just think it's gonna be really interesting. So yeah, I mean. I think that's good enough for the preview. So we're gonna go ahead and do a combined 11 now. I think it would be very interesting, and then we'll read some of your Kai's comments, and then we'll get predictions, and we'll probably head out. So let's do the create formation. I think it's gonna be interesting, guys. So let's start with the manager, guys. So which manager has been better, David Moyes or Vincenzo Italiano?
Neither. I wouldn't have either of them.
Okay, let's say you have to pick.
I would rather have AD as manager. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, guys,
I would rather. Wait, are you talking just in terms of how they've managed the squads this season?
Yeah, just this season.
I actually couldn't pick apart the two. I think. Oh God.
For me, I'm going to go with Vincenzo Italiano.
I'll give it to Fiorentina only because I think they're going to struggle to get any players in the starting 11.
Yeah, and plus I feel like I feel like they kind of rectified their form in the season, whereas I feel like West Ham, I feel like they kind of stayed around the same, and it's just the other teams were like really worse than them. So like I said, I feel like West Ham are just putting everything in the Conference League basket. So I would personally go with Italiano. What do you think, Sebastian?
I agree. Fully agree.
Yeah.
I think David Moyes is a good manager.
Oh,
but
he's not bad. It's just that I think this season I would see if you told me last season for sure it's David Moyes. Last season for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
I th-
Yeah.
So
I think it's
This season, I think David Moyes has really struggled, but I
if he
think
had been-
I think he'll be back next season, and I think if first of all if we win this, then he'll be able to take us forward from that, and we'll be in the Europa League next season, so that'll be something good to build on. We've performed historically not the best in the Europa League, but I mean last year we did incredibly well when we
Yeah,
made
yeah,
it to the
you guys-
semi-final.
yeah, you
So
lost to the
definitely-
Ventilators.
Yeah, so Moyes is really good in that competition, I feel.
both teams play 4-2-3-1, so
Yeah, we're gonna do 4-2-3-1. Okay, so where is the 4-2-3-1? Not this one. There we go. This is okay. So let's do a goalkeeper. Ariola or Terrasano?
Areola.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
mm,
Ariola. Yeah,
I've
I don't think it's
watched
even a
him-
debate.
I've watched him when he played for.
Yeah, he was decent for PSG.
Fulham, Villarreal. I still remember him playing for Lens in 2013.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm gonna read your comments. I just want to get through the comment 11 first. Okay, so right back. Who do we have for right back?
It's
Oof.
Dodo versus Kufal, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All day, Dodo all day.
Ooh, Dodo's really good. Him
Really?
and Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah, I
What?
think he's-
How's he? I'm not exactly too familiar with him, but
Yes,
I
yes,
really
yes.
like Kufal, so it's going to take a lot. Oh yeah, he had a good middle of the season, Dodo. He's not been doing great recently. I feel. I mean, I feel like it's hard to go against Kufal. I mean, Kufal was one of the best. He's been one of the best. He's not had an amazing season. He's had a fine season. I think he started the season quite poorly, but recently he's been absolutely fantastic for us.
I
But
think
if we're going to put a Fiorentina player in, I'm happy to put Dodo on.
I think the difference is that Dodo is, correct me if I'm wrong, Sebastian. Dodo is more attack minded. He's better attack minded, and Kofal is better defensively.
He has
Yeah.
been
Kufal's a defender. I feel like Dodo can really lean into that right wing back position.
Yeah,
in this season. Dodo has been one of the best right backs.
yeah. So
Not better than Calabria.
Personally, I'd take Kufal, but if you're going to put a Fiorentina player in, I'm fine with Dodo being there.
this is
I
tough.
would be
I'm
happy.
kind of torn. I don't know who to pick. I like both. So
I would be happy
I don't
with
think it's as
both.
obvious.
If you put Kofal, that's
Yeah,
fine.
it's a really hard one, this one, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
would
we can get back to
personally
this one, guys. We can get back to this one if you guys want.
Mm.
Okay, maybe we should go back. Okay, let's do left back then. Left back, it's
Biragi.
I'd take Baraja, yeah.
yeah. Who's left back for West Ham again? Sorry, I forgot his name.
Creswell.
Creswell, yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, at left back, we've got Cresswell, but we've also got Emerson Palmieri. And if we win the Conference League, Emerson Palmieri will be the first ever player to win the Conference League, Europa League, and Champions League.
We were saying that for what is it called? Tammy Abraham, and obviously we know.
Yeah, but he didn't win it, so West Ham have
Yeah, because
Emerson, who won the Europa League and Champions League with Chelsea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, Bragar, I think it's okay. CDM, obviously, this is obvious. We're putting. Actually, let's do center backs. Okay, center backs.
Zuma and Agard.
Gord. You're muted, Sebastian.
Okay. Tammy Abraham, by the way, he got robbed in that final. Just saying.
Okay, we'll talk about that another time. Okay, I'll go ahead. What do we put any Fiorentina center backs in?
Milenkovic.
No,
Milenkovic.
I like the idea of having. I'll do this. I'd be willing to give you the Fiorentina fullbacks, but I want both centre backs to be West Ham.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Who should be ahead of? In my opinion, Milenkovic should be there. That's one.
No, who's he getting ahead of?
Yeah,
He's not better than Agard. He's not better than Zuma.
Okay, we can put a Gord.
He is.
No, he's not.
He is.
Okay, guys, let's go look at
Who's
the
he better
defensive.
than? Which
Okay,
one of them is he better than? Because he's not better than either of them.
Okay, guys, let's look at the defensive. Let's look at where is there like a defensive tackles here? or
Who's the
something?
centre backs? Who's the centre backs for West Ham?
It's like
Naif Agard and Kurt Zuma.
yeah, Zuma.
You guys also have Tilo Kerrer. So
We also have Tilo Kerr. We have three centre backs that are
Okay,
better
guys,
than
who's
all
made
your
more
centre backs.
clearances? Let's go by this, guys. Who's more clearances? Okay, let's see who's made more. Why isn't the guys not showing up? What the heck?
I will say, if you are clearing the ball more, that means that you're being attacked on more.
Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe it's not a good way to judge.
I mean, Agard is there, so
Yeah, I mean that's obvious. All right, Sebastian, are you gonna agree with this? Agard?
Yeah, easily.
Okay.
He's no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
Okay.
And if you're gonna put
Ogabano.
Milenkovic,
yeah, and we've got Ogbonna. I think we've got 4 centre backs that are better than both of Fiorentina's centre backs.
Okay, let's see. Where's Zuma? I don't even see Zuma in this thing.
Zuma hasn't really started that much in Europe for us because
that's probably why. That's probably why.
Because we would have used weaker teams in the earlier rounds.
Where's Milinkovic though? I don't even see Milinkovic. Come on, man. Where's Milinkovic?
And I will say about Agard, he's actually quite high up the interceptions list. Sorry, not the interceptions, the clearances list. Considering he only made his first appearance in the last match of the group stage because he was injured up until December.
Yeah.
There he is. There.
Wait, where is he?
It's Agard and Zuma, definitely.
There, down there. He's down there.
I don't think there's any way that Kerr gets in over Zuma.
88, man. Come on, that's really low.
Yeah, but
8 total clearances.
would you guys be happy with Tilo Kerr?
No.
Okay.
No. It's Zuma and Agard. I do really like Tilo Kerr, but I think his best position is right back, so I'm not going to.
I'm not putting Zuma.
What's wrong with Zuma?
I'm not putting.
Don't tell me you're not putting him because don't tell me you don't like him because of that cat thing. Okay.
No, I like cats. Nah.
It's because of that. Oh, come on, man.
Nah. It's okay. Fine. Just put Zuma there. But
okay, let's put
I
Dodo there
want
to make things fair.
right. Dodo at right back.
Okay,
Zuma
there we go. We compromise. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
CDM.
CDM.
Second Rice.
And I'm
Rice and Amrabat.
Rice and Suchek.
I'm sorry. I went to Amrabat.
No. Amrabat has been better.
I mean, Suchek's been good, but I would still put Amrabat. Amrabat's been better. Okay, Cam.
Paqueta. It's Paqueta.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. Who's Fiorentina's Cam again?
Bonaventura. Just move on, please.
Bonaventura.
He's absolute.
Yeah. Nico Gonzalez is the left mid, right, or right mid? I think he's left.
He is right.
Yeah, left mid.
No, he's right.
No,
he's
wait.
left.
Hold on. Let's see what it says here.
Oh,
he's left-footed, but he's a right winger, no?
It says primary is right winger. Okay.
But he has been playing left wing though.
Okay, let's look against the Basel game. Is it going to show up here?
There, it's down there. The last win. Okay, anyways.
No, it's not.
Either way, he doesn't get in. By the way.
Oh yeah, it is there. Sorry, what am I saying? Nico Gonzalez. No, that's right.
That's weird.
Okay.
He plays right wing. Then.
Yeah, right wing. Okay, so I mean,
Bowen gets in over him anyway, so it doesn't matter. He's not getting into the team anyway. Gonzalez.
Okay, left mid.
Bowen is miles clear of Gonzalez.
Who is clear of Gonzalez?
Okay, who's left mid, guys? Who's left mid?
Left mid. If we're going for left mid, I'd say it's close, but it is between Benrahma and Fornals. I don't think Ikone has a chance realistically here. I think it is between Benrahma and Fornals. I think Ikone is decent, but is he on the level of Benrahma and Fornals? I really don't think so. I think we've got 2 top-class left midfielders, and either of them could start in the final. I really don't. I just don't see Ikone getting into that team.
Yeah.
I think he's got potential, Ikone. I think in 4 or 5 years he could be on the level of maybe Fornals or Benrahma, but I just don't think he's there yet.
Who do you put, Benrahma or Fornals?
Benrahma.
I would go for Fornals, but that's just me.
Benrahma for me.
All right, why is it? Did I spell this wrong? Hold up. Oh, I'm an idiot. I spelled this wrong. Of course. Okay, come on. How is this not spelled right? Ben. Oh, I forgot. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, but okay. How about you guys decide in the chat? Because I really don't know who's better, Benrahma or Fornals. Who started more actually?
I think Benrahma.
Benrahma started more, but Fornals has been in better form recently. I will say.
Okay, then maybe we should go Fornals then in that case. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
I'd be happy with either of them though.
Yeah. Right wing, right mid.
Jared Bowen.
And
It's
Jared
not even
Bowen.
close. It's Jared Bowen.
Yeah, I think I might. Actually, let me check their stats. Actually, Nico Gonzalez, how many goals he's got in the Conference League? Let me check. Let's see, goals. Okay, what did I do? Stats. Okay, top score. So
He's
let's
got
see.
5.
5. Okay.
And then Jared
Okay.
Bowen. I think Bowen will be about the same, but I think Bowen is still. I think it's realistic other wingers. It's not all about goals.
Yeah. Oh, Bowen's got 4 goals. Nico Gonzalez 5. I kind of want to put Nico Gonzalez here as a forward so we can get one.
No, and there's no
Yes,
chance Gonzalez
yeah.
gets in over Bowen.
Okay, well, I want to
There's
put like
no
one
chance.
Fiorentina forward. One Fiorentina forward.
I can't. I just can't. There's no way Gonzalez gets in over Bowen.
Okay. Would you be willing to put Cabral over Antonio?
What's Cabral's goal record like?
Cabral's got, I think they're both same though. Cabral 7. Oh, sorry, and Cabral's got 7. Antonio 6. Okay, yeah. How about we put Cabral as striker then?
Okay, I can find that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to make people angry with putting Nico.
Okay, okay. Wait. So
Thing is, if we're going off of strikers, I actually think Scamac is better than Antonio and he's better than Cabral. But in terms of people who are going to be playing in the final, I think we've got to put Cabral in there.
Yeah, we got to put Cabral. Okay. Let's look at chances created between Bowen and Gonzalez. Someone's saying that in the chat, so let's just look at this. Where's the chances thing? This will be the decider. Well, I mean, this will. Let me see this actually. Big chances created. Bowen's got 4 big chances.
That's nice.
And Nico Gonzalez.
Bowen.
Where's Nico? He's not. Wow. Yeah, he's got less. Okay. Yeah, I think that settles it then.
You know what? Let's put Nico Gonzalez left mid and then Bowen right mid.
Oh yeah. Would you be okay doing that?
No.
Okay. Okay. How many? Okay. Let's see how many players we got. Then we'll adjust later. Okay. So how many?
There's no way I'm putting Nico. Thing is, I like Nico Gonzalez as a player, but there's no way that I'm putting him in his unnatural position. When we can have either Benrahma or Fornals on the left in their natural position.
That's a fair point, to be fair. All right, so Fiorentina, how many players we got? Okay, so we got 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Yeah,
I guess we have 5 if you include the manager. Include the manager 5. So
put Fornals out of here, and then put in Nico Gonzalez. That's easier.
No, it's just not though.
Okay. So West Ham 7 and Fiorentina 5. Okay, this is close enough. Okay.
Nico Gonzalez is more clinical than Fornals.
It's just a combined 11, okay? It's just a combined 11. We don't have to make a big deal. We don't have to make a big deal.
Also, if you're going off of goals scored, Fornals scored the goal to get us into the final.
Okay. So, I mean, at least we got 1 Fiorentina forward in, so to make things at least somewhat fair, I guess. Let's read some comments, guys. Let's read some comments, and then we're going to go ahead and hear your guys' predictions, and then we'll head out, I guess. Head out. Okay, so big up to you. Actually, where are we right here? I'm a big West Ham fan like MVC. Okay. The 2 best teams deserve final. I had Fiorentina win the tournament since the very start. I do think West Ham have better individuals like Rice Paqueta. Yeah, I think that's the thing is that I think...
Mats, that's a lie. You did not have Fiorentina to win it. I'm pretty sure you had Villarreal. You did not have Fiorentina.
I had Villarreal. I'll say this right now. I had Villarreal, so I'll take my L.
I don't know. If Aiko had made it to the group stage, I would say Aiko. So I should
Come on.
But yeah. No, but
okay, anyways, let's move on.
I think I had Villarreal.
I mean, this is how I feel, guys. I think West Ham have the better players.
Yeah.
I think Fiorentina might be the
better team.
Yeah, you can maybe say that.
Better team? No.
Or maybe they play better. Maybe you could put it this way.
They play better.
I think they play more attractive football, but I think our football might
that's
be more
probably a more fair
effective.
thing to say. Better team is not the right word to say. I think it's better. They play more attractive football. Okay.
Yeah.
Fiorentina go with the speed and attack. Albuquerque said big up. Albuquerque on HS last year. I said Benzema is just a clinical opposite or low. Okay, let's move on, man. Let's move on.
I don't really like what Albert
says, I want Fiorentina to win the final. Yes, same, man. Because I really don't want to have a situation where all three Serie A clubs lose the final.
But if English clubs wins, I will be angry. Except if it's Liverpool, I'm like, yes.
I mean, to me, I wouldn't be mad with West Ham. I rather West Ham wouldn't be bad. You know, I'd rather see West Ham win the city. To be honest.
If this was Spurs, I would have no problem. So,
come on, you're telling me you have issues with West Ham?
If Spurs win a trophy, I would. I might end it all if Spurs win a trophy. If Spurs won if Spurs were in the Conference League last year and they got knocked out in the group stage, and it was the most hilarious thing that I think's ever happened to me.
Okay, to be fair though, that was it wasn't really their own control what happened.
It was. I mean, they had to. If they were going to get out of that group, they had to win their last game by 3 goals or more. Because they were already in third by the time that happened. They lost to a team from Slovenia.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, even with the restriction thing, even with them not being allowed, even with them having to forfeit by default, but that shouldn't really determine whether you advance or not. You should be advanced regardless.
Yeah.
Especially in that group, you know?
Yeah.
I might have to ditch Michael's watch log. Ooh, interesting.
What? Is he doing a watch along tomorrow?
Yeah, Michael's doing a watch along tomorrow. He says that I think Foresight Football is going to do a watch along on his channel. So, that's, yeah. 80 told me in rank last night. Okay. I predict 4-2 West Ham. Okay, we'll talk about score predictions later. Master, you're going for. Hello. I'm Rabbi Masterclass incoming. I say Bono and maybe Hakimi were the biggest players. Mark was clean G's. Bono still performing in the CBs. We're getting injured. The Serie A one. Okay, so I shall reveal what 80 asked.
Okay. I found this on the web for I want. Check it out.
Oh, come on, Siri. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happens. Sometimes this happens, guys. Whenever I say something, Siri just picks up and just responds to my thing, even when I don't ask. I don't know if this happened to you guys. Like, it happens to me sometimes, so we apologize. Okay. Fiorentina with the hard response to now embarrassing Syria. Gotcha. But I don't want to read this comment.
You know what, Albert? I wish to God that I.
Okay, come on. Let's be nice. Let's be nice.
I'm thankful that I know you, Albert, but that is blasphemous. That is blasphemous.
Yeah, I need to get those videos.
Very, very bad. Very, very bad.
HQR says Ariola. Antonio go up front. Okay. Amrabat, Kufal. No conference from 24-25 season. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's happened to the European Super League. It's a mess. I don't really want to get into that now, so we'll discuss that another time. Fiorentina fullbacks and West Ham center backs. Okay, I think we agree with that. No, me having no idea who plays for Fiorentina. How do you not know anyone in this Fiorentina team? Come on, man. You should at least know Amrabat. For real, low. I just know Amrabat low. I'll go ahead and Kerr. Just with someone. Isn't a West Ham center backs clear? Yeah, Rice, Amrabat, CDM, easy. Rice or Amrabat. Oh, okay, it's okay. Bowen right mid, Rice, Amrabat, Ben Rama, easy. Ben Rama, okay, then at least put Bowen at right mid. Okay, Ben Rama on the left. Okay. Cabral striker, Antonio was good 2 years ago, not as good now. Raul, Rhodes, Bowen. Okay, chance between Bowen and Gonzalez. Yeah, Cabral. Nico Gonzalez mid, Bowen right mid. Ben Rama feels more clutch than Fornells. Moyes manager, he's more well known. Ben Rama, care. I took West Ham to 6 in 2020, 2021. This would be a good ending for Rice. I didn't say Villarreal. The final is Prague, but not one Czech player is in 11. Oh, that is interesting. You know, I just realized, guys, we don't have a single Czech player in this.
Yeah, I mean, we do have both Kufal and Souček, who used to play for Slavia Prague, who play at the Eden Arena. So I think they might give us the advantage there because it might be like a home match for them.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see if that happens. Spurs in relegation zone next year without Kane. Kane's not going to leave. I'm saying this right now. And they can win championship, finally a trophy. Bruce Arena is probably the Go USM team manager. Okay. Shakir-san said Fiorentina will win. We'll see, man. We'll see. So I guess we're rounding off here. We have around 15 minutes. So I I guess we'll round up. We're gonna round up an hour, 15 minutes from now. So, guys, give you your score predictions for this game. Okay, I'll start with Sebastian first.
Oh my days! I don't really like to do prediction, but sometimes it's just for fun. Predictions is just for fun. I'm going for Fiorentina 2, West Ham 2. It's gonna go to extra time. West Ham is gonna score once, but then Fiorentina is gonna score one. So it's gonna end 3-3. It goes to penalties, and West Ham win 6-5.
Wow.
Oh, if that happens, I will cry.
I don't think there'll be that many goals. Okay. Anyways, Lewis, that it could happen though, I suppose. Lewis, what's your prediction?
It's a really tough one to call because the game can go in so many ways depending on who's on form from what I've been hearing, the West Ham squad feel really up to it and they're really determined and they really want to win this. I'm going to say 2-0 West Ham.
All right. It's a difficult one because this is my thing. Is I feel like West Ham is more experienced. I feel like sometimes Fiorentina plays a little naive sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push for them to win, but it's very close. I'm gonna say Fiorentina will win 2-1. I think they'll score 2 first-half goals. Then I think West Ham will get 1 back, but they won't have enough to complete a comeback. So I'll say something like that. I don't know though. It could. I like I said, man, it's a very close final, and this could be very interesting because I think this is about as 50-50 as it could get. I think for me, this is the most closely matched up in the finals of the European competitions this season. So, yeah, I think it'll be very interesting. So let's see what you guys saying in the poll. So I did a poll, guys. So 40% of you guys believe Fiorentina is going to win, and 60% believe West Ham is going to win. So that's interesting. All right. So I'll maybe wait a few more minutes since it's kind of close. So maybe we get 2 more votes in and to wrap it up. And yeah, man, like I said, man, tomorrow is the final, man. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens, man. I'm excited for this final. Like I said, guys, I'm more excited for this final than the Champions League final, to be honest with you guys. So it's gonna be very exciting to see what happens and everything. So like I said, guys, let's see what else to discuss. Anything else we missed in our preview when we did tactics and stuff like that? I'm trying to think of anything else I forgot to mention. Oh, actually, let me ask you guys this question. So because the thing is with finals is that it's generally very close. And generally, when it comes down to, it's not really about how good the player is. It's about someone that comes up clutch. There's usually a clutch player that comes up in the finals. So who do you feel like could be the clutch player for both teams respectively? Let's start with Fiorentina first. For me, I think the clutch player could be, who do you think could it be, Sebastian, for Fiorentina?
I have one player in mind. But, I'm going to say that you can say the player first, and then I say the player.
Oh, this is tough.
If you say the player and it's right for me. Okay, say your player.
It's difficult. I feel like for some reason, I feel like we're going to get an unlikely player from Fiorentina. I feel like it won't be as predictable. It won't be like someone you expect. Because I know a lot of people are probably going to expect Nico Gonzalez. That's probably like them. I feel like most people will probably pick him. I'm not saying that's not going to happen.
Can you read my mind, or can you read minds, or?
I feel like most people are going to pick. Okay, I just feel like for me, it's just going to be someone you don't expect. And I can see like someone like popping in a goal in there. And so this might be a crazy shout. Wait, what do you say?
Imagine Terracino 90th. 5th minute.
Okay, I don't think I'll be that. Okay, if that happens, then that'll be crazy. The goalkeeper score.
What did he? I didn't hear him.
We were saying like I feel like it'll be unlikely player. I feel like it'll be a player you don't expect, and he will score the goal. I'm just trying to think who could it be though. That's like so hard to call.
If I had to pick one for Fiorentina, I would say Barraggia.
That's not a bad shout.
And what I said before was Terracino, 95th minute header.
Okay, I think that's a bit crazy.
Allison did.
Okay, if it does happen, man, I'll give you a lot. I mean, you heard it here first. So
okay, so I get a lottery ticket.
I'll say maybe Dodo. I'll say he gets a goal.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say Bonaventura. Screw it.
Yeah, and then for West Ham, man, who could be that clutch player?
I'm saying Paqueta.
Yeah.
You know what? Just because it's funny and I don't really like it, I'm gonna say Kurt Zuma. Great.
Kurt Zuma scores.
I also do think there's a big chance that either Kufal or Socek come up with a goal.
Ooh. Yeah, that'd be crazy, man. 2 fullbacks score in the final. How crazy that would be.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'll say maybe like I can see like maybe like a someone from the bench come off and score. Maybe like Fornals, maybe potentially Benrahma, maybe someone
Yeah.
that we'll see. Maybe potentially Bowen. And yeah, so let me read some more comments here. Fiorentina win, Souček. Okay, Souček. 4-2 West Ham, 2-0 West Ham. Benrahma, 11th minute, Bowen, 89th. I slightly more time at West Ham, but it's hard to not keep it going the Fiorentina train. 4-2 West Ham or 2-0 West Ham. I think it's gonna be by 2. Fiorentina win 3-1. Fiorentina 2-1 West Ham, extra time, Declan Rice, Gonzalez for Fiorentina. Finals are boring, and we get one like France or Argentina once in a while. Yeah, I guess you can say the last good UCL final was 2018, and even that saw and Karius injuries ruined it. Last year was good.
We don't talk about that final anymore.
I'm sorry.
Liverpool getting beaten in European finals is the funniest thing of all time. There are very few things that I like more than seeing Liverpool lose by such large margins. It is absolutely hilarious because Liverpool fans are maybe the worst fans of any club in the world. They are absolutely insufferable.
Oh, no. I mean, there are some good Liverpool fans. Sebastian is decent. He's not as arrogant as others. But that's the thing is like there's a lot of arrogant fans with every fan base, though. To be fair,
there's a lot of funny ones like Jonathan Morley. Big up that guy. He's coming to Sweden this month.
Yeah,
who knows? I might even meet him.
Yeah, sorry. The 70-18 final, man, it wasn't that great. It was just weird. like it was just such an odd final.
Honest, it was so boring because I knew Real Madrid was going to win.
It's not. It was just. I don't know. It's just. It's not. It wasn't a great final.
Obviously, the cheating from Sergio Ramos.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Shakir said, "Let's hope for Jovic to turn on." Oh my god, I forgot about Luka Jovic. Oh my god, Luka Jovic scores. That will be crazy. Because this guy has been terrible for Fiorentina.
Bro, he has ghosted.
He's been good this season. I mean, he's got a good amount of goals in the Conference League, doesn't he?
I don't actually. Yeah, I mean, he's been good in the Conference League, but that's it. I'm pretty sure.
He ghosting the whole season. He went to the World Cup, did nothing.
Actually, to be fair, maybe I was a bit harsh. Okay, nothing about, but still, I don't think the guy's been that great. You know, looking at his stats here, like he's got 13 goals in 49 appearances. I mean, I still don't think that's amazing though. Compared to what he did like at Frankfurt, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's not been great, you know. Yeah, that'd be crazy, man. If look at Jovic scores. Oh man. West Ham might be my favorite Premier League team. Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting, man. What made you support West Ham? Yeah, I guess it's for you, Lewis.
Well, I mean, back in the day when I used to not have the channels to be able to watch all the Premier League games and stuff like that, you know, like your Sky Sports, your BT Sports, I never had any of that. So I would say that we have a program in the UK called Match of the Day. I'm sure you've probably heard of it, and it just shows the highlights of the Premier League after every weekend, and it's on quite late at night. So my mum used to record it and save it for the next day. And the first time I watched it, the first game I watched was in 2013-14, I think. And it was against Swansea at home, and West Ham won. So I thought they must be really good. I'm going to support them. Evidently, I was wrong because we are not very good most of the time. But, you know, we're actually doing good this season. So I just kept with them from then. And also, as you can tell, I'm probably as you can probably tell, I'm Scottish. The reason I don't support a Scottish team is because well, a lot of my family is Celtic and a lot of my family is Rangers. So if I supported one of them, there would be, I think, a big war in the family. and also in Scotland, if you support a team that isn't Celtic or Rangers, you get beat up. So I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick with England now.
Yeah, you still keep up to date with the Scotland League, right? Yeah, you just don't
I keep
support
up to date with it, but I watch English football more.
Yeah. Scottish
watch
teams
the
are really
national
underwhelming
team?
in Europe. They didn't do so well in Europe
Do
last season.
you watch the national team, the Scottish national team? Or
Yeah, of course. I always support Scotland.
Yeah. So that's the thing, man. Like national team, you always have the loyalty, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting, man. Thank you for that story, and thank you for this. Thank you for sharing your experience. Do appreciate it. Yes. HQR says Syria is wide open next year with Spalletti leaving and maybe Osimhen.
yes.
Yeah, Syria is gonna be very interesting next year, guys. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen in the league? You know,
Mm,
Maldini's left
hopefully-
Milan. You know, obviously, Spalletti's gonna
Hopefully-
leave. Who knows what's gonna happen with Juventus? I mean, Inter.
Hopefully Theo Hernandez.
Yeah,
All of these places gonna leave. Hopefully not.
yeah, we'll see, man. Or World Cup winner is Zlatan.
Yeah.
Sorry, not World Cup winner is Zlatan. I thought you said Zlatan. Zuma, sorry.
That would be nice, Albert.
Yeah, respect World Cup winner is Zuma, man. Respect, man. Respect.
Albert, it's your fault that Zlatan never won the Champions League.
The match says Cabral and Paqueta. Chelsea Madrid fans are worse. Okay. HQR says Sarah man. No, HQR save that for Friday. Save that for Friday preview. Okay, well, okay. I can assure you right now that will not happen. Holland goes after Ronaldo Brace Alvarez off the
Bro,
bench.
thank God Holland has been stopped scoring since I've watched multiple games. He scores. Now he has not scored anymore. Thank you, Holland.
Maybe it does. Oh my God. Albuquerque say Al Nasser fans are the best.
Oh my God, please God, no.
Okay.
No, Albert, Al Ittihad is the best. Don't forget, Benzema, King Karim is coming.
Jovic disappeared after joining Madrid.
Sure.
What's your right here? HGR taking screenshots. Oh, HGR, man. Yeah. Good thing we don't have people that take receipts to this channel because we have a lot of bad takes here, I would imagine.
Al Nasser have fans? I did not know that.
HGR say, come on, Hammers. Liverpool have one of the worst set of rabid forceless fans. I feel about them the same way as Michael does with England fans.
I mean, Matt, be nice, please. Because I really like Bristol Rovers fan base. Like, I really like your club, so don't be...
Bristol Rovers? Where's that come from?
It's a league. They're in the League One team, right?
I know who they are. Obviously, know who they are. I've watched some of their games, but where do you get Bristol Rovers from? Why do you like them?
Well, this is like that's his local club, so he supports him. So,
all right,
yeah. Bulgarian Mappin says first game I ever watched was Liverpool. Don't remember the other team. Just know the first team I saw was Liverpool. Also got Rangers. Master says I used to watch Match of the Day the next day. Juventus with 14,
same.
114.
You know
what?
About what was it? The Calcio Popolo situation back in like 2007, and they get relegated, and like with the best players in the world still get relegated.
I think I like it, and I think I deserve it. That's all I'm gonna say.
HQR, man. HQR, jeez. Oh my God. Al Nasser fans. Does anyone play the World Cup?
Al Nasser, by the way. Albert.
All right. Anyways, I think we're gonna round up here. So tomorrow, obviously, we'll have our post-match reaction. It will probably be the same time as I do it now. Hopefully, you guys can join for the live reaction. And yeah, it should be good fun, guys. Like I said, guys.
And in a few hours, I might be crying if ranked Boca Juniors beat Colo-Colo. So
yeah, well, let's save that for another time. But yeah, I mean, for the live stream tomorrow, there'll be a final reaction to it, guys. And obviously, if you're new out here, considering the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Comment below your thoughts, comment section below, guys. And like I said, man, shout out to Louis Jamison and shout out to Sebastian. Do appreciate these guys. I'll leave a link to Sebastian's channel in the description below. And,
I will go live later with Foresight Football and Rank.
Yeah, he's gonna do a live stream later on his channel, so check it out, guys. And around, I think, an hour time,
35 minutes.
Okay, like 35 minutes, guys.
Minutes before the game.
Yeah. Okay. So,
it is midnight for me, so.
Yeah, you probably. Yeah, it is midnight, so I'll try to. Hopefully, I can get home earlier tomorrow, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully, the finals go to extra time. because we'll see, man. Well, actually, maybe it's better to go to extra time, so then I can do it immediately after. Okay, who
Yeah.
knows?
No, that's cheating. That's naughty.
Okay, guys. Actually, you know what? Actually, you're right. Holy moly, this poll has changed massively. We got 21 votes and 19% Fiorentina win, 81% West Ham. How did the votes change so fast? Man, jeez, I didn't expect a lot.
It's just about how massive we are. We're just humongous.
Yeah, like in West Ham, man, they're a huge club, man. They're a huge club.
They're massive.
Yeah. And I just realized, man, if West Ham wins something, they will be the only. Oh my god! I just realized something. The
They
only
would have
London
more
team.
trophies than Spurs.
Wait, hold up. And wait, they'll be the only London team to win something this season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my! Wow, that'd be insane.
But I think you could say that about last season as well, because the London team didn't win anything last season, or the year before, I don't think.
Wow, that is crazy. That is crazy.
I just want to say to all the Chelsea and Arsenal fans,
Well, Chelsea won the Champions League in 2021, but aside from that, there hasn't been much.
Arsenal fans, you're the biggest bottlers in the world.
Okay, we'll save it for another time. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Remember, guys, like and subscribe. Comment below in the comment section below, guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live match reaction. So thank you guys for joining. And yeah, make sure you guys consider becoming a member of the channel. And yeah, make sure you guys comment the stream below. And also turn on notification bell to be notified. And like I said, man, peace out, guys. Peace.
But